Hey everybody, You're here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today running through Fruit Adventure Returns. We're going to be speeding through the game, taking advantage of the hidden portals. This game is going to feature a total of 28 levels. Each level is going to have a hidden portal. Stepping through a hidden portal is going to warp you to its respective level's ending, so you can take advantage of this to get through the game super duper quickly. So we're going to start out with the very first level. What you want to do is you want to make sure you make your way forward until you get to the first gap. Hidden portals are going to be designated by the semi-translucent stars. All you have to do is just touch their tile, and that should do the warp. So drop down into the gap and then hug the right wall, and that should warp you to the end. Normally, you are going to need to find a key to unlock the level's final door. However, the hidden portal is also going to unlock the door for you, so you can skip the key part. Level 2 is going to be an easy one. All you have to do is just turn around and then go through the portal. It's going to be right here along the back wall, and it's going to warp you towards the end of the level. Do keep in mind, some levels are going to require you to play a little bit of the end part of it, so you are going to actually have to do a little bit of work, but it's nothing too bad, and you're skipping a majority of the level anyways. The second level is also going to give us our first achievement right here. It's going to be for 70 gamer score. For level 3, it's going to be another one where you just need to turn around and then hop through it right here. It's going to warp you up here. Make sure you drop down onto this elevator, then drop down here, mind the first enemy that you see, and then take the spring up to the exit. Moving on to level 4, you're going to move forward, jump onto this column with all the stars on it, and if you hug the right side of this column, dropping down into this gap, the portal is going to be right here. Make sure you make the jump over. That's going to put you on the opposite side of this barrier. Thankfully, we can skip it and just jump straight into the exit. This is going to be where our next achievement is going to be for another 70 gamer score. Moving on to level 5, we're going to make our way forward. Big jump and a dash to get onto this column right here. Jump on to the Ferris wheel, and then we're going to ride this thing. Make sure you jump onto this column and then slide down its left side, and then you can use the portal right over here. That should warp you to this point. We're going to zigzag our way up. Careful for the spikes, and then just make sure you go all the way up here. There's going to be some collapsing platforms right here. Make sure you don't let those crush you. And once you are clear of those, you can take the exit to level 6. So make sure you turn around, and then we're going to go all the way to the left until we get to this back wall. You want to jump straight up and then do a dash. The portal is going to be right here at the end of this bed of spikes. That should warp you right here, and then just make sure you drop down to the right and straight shot to the exit. This is going to be where our next achievement is going to unlock. There it is. This one's going to be for 70 gamer score. Moving on to level 7, we're going to make our way forward over this column of small blocks right here. The portal is going to be in the first gap, so make sure you drop down, hug the left wall, and then just slide into it. That should pop you all the way over here. We're going to do a big jump and dash to get across this big gap and then hit up the exit. Then we're going to go to level 8. The portal itself is going to be really easy to find. Just turn around, hug the wall, and then jump straight up, and then that's going to take you towards the end. Unfortunately, you are going to have to do the last part of the level, which is going to involve moving this block all the way down to where the button that it's supposed to go to is. So make sure you drop it down right here. Then we're going to need to follow it. Be very careful of the saw blade. You're going to need to push this thing to the left while trying to dance around the saw blade. So make sure you try to keep your wits about you and then only push it when it's clear to do so, and try to stay as far away from the saw blade as you can. Once you have a clearing, just make sure you continue to move the block and just keep inching it forward until you can get it to drop down towards the left. You want to make sure you get this thing all the way to the bottom and make sure you follow it down with you, and then once the coast is clear, just continue to push this, stop on the yellow button. That should get the gate up, and then we can pass by through the exit. This is going to be another level that gets us an achievement. There it is, 70 gamer score for this one. Next up, we're going to be on level 9. Make sure you turn around and then drop down, hug the wall, and then get into the portal. That's going to warp you right here. We're going to need to drop down once. Watch out for the 2 enemies. Try to take them out if you can. If not, you can just also jump over them. But drop down towards the bottom. You're going to have 2 gaps you need to clear, but the exit's going to be right here in the bottom right. Next up, we're going to be on level 10. We're going to turn around and then jump into the abyss right here. It's going to be a little a ways from the wall, so you're going to have to try to look for it, but try to get it in the right spot. Thankfully, this one is going to warp you right in front of the exit. This is going to also be where our next achievement is going to be. Another 70 gamer score for us right here. Next up, we're going to be on level 11. The portal is going to be on top of this tree right here, so just stand under the tree and jump straight up into it. That should take you to the top of these falling blocks right here. Just make sure you jump off. Even if you aren't paying attention, you can save it as there is solid ground under you. And then we're just going to hit up the exit. For level 12, we're going to make our way forward until we get to this platforming bit. We're going to need to stairway across these columns. Take out the enemies along the way, but you're going to stop at the tallest one. Once you are there, you're going to drop down the left side of it, hug the wall, and then you should be able to catch the portal just before you hit the spikes. That should warp you towards the end right here. Just make sure you push it to the exit, and that's going to take care of a dozen levels. Next achievement up is right here, 70 gamer score for this one. We should be on level 13 now. We're going to make our way forward, and then we're going to jump across this gap. Watch out for the two enemies. Recommend taking them out, but we're going to get onto this moving platform. Ride it to the top of Spike Mountain. Get off at the summit. Take out the enemy on top of here, and then make sure you take the opposite moving platform. You're going to need to ride this thing down, as the portal is going to be on the wall on the right side of said Spike Mountain. So make sure you drop down. Hopefully you can get the angle right to slide on down. That should put you over here. We're going to need to hit up this spring and do a big old dash. Watch out for that flying enemy if you don't get the timing right, but that's going to take care of this level. Then we're on to level 14. Make your way forward. Make sure you watch out for this enemy. Make sure you cross the columns. Watch out for this flying enemy. Don't let him catch you off guard, but we're going to keep making our way across. There should be a second one. Make sure you watch out for him. You're going to want to stop on the last column, so just before the Ferris wheels right here. We're going to then jump between this and the second to last column, hugging the wall of the second to last column, and that's going to take us through the portal. Then we're going to need to jump up to the left right here, take out the enemy, and then head through the exit. This is also going to be where our next achievement is going to be. It's going to be for another 70 gamer score. Now is going to be level 15. Make sure you move forward. You have a saw blade that you need to get across, so make sure you watch out for that. Jump onto this platform. Two enemies right here that you need to take out, so get rid of them. But on this platform, make sure you drop down into this gap, hug the wall, and that should take you through the portal all the way to this part. Once you are here, you're going to have these two saw blades. You can very easily get across them by jumping over them. Then you want to do a big jump and a dash to get over these two saw blades, and that should take you to the exit. Now we should be on 16. We're going to make our way forward. You want to make sure you jump over here when it's safe to do so. We have these tether balls right here. I'm going to recommend that you try to pull the two enemies all the way to the left where it's safe and then kill them. So just make sure you are a little patient on this part. Pull the two enemies towards you and then kill them. That should give you an easier time of crossing the tether balls. To get across safely, you want to jump straight up and then dash through their chains. That's going to be the safe spot. And then once you cross all three of them, you're going to drop down, hug the ledge, and then slide down the wall to get to the end of the level. Watch out for this flying enemy. It's going to spawn in pretty quickly. But once it's taken care of, make sure you dash over the bed of spikes and then through the exit. Next achievement up is going to be right here, another 70 gamer score for us. Next up, we're going to be on level 17. This is probably going to be one of the harder intros to play through. Make your way forward and take out that first flying enemy, or make sure you try to slip past him. We're going to have these two enemies right here that you need to take out, and then we're going to need to time this spring jump. You want to make sure you try to land when the tether ball is all the way on the right, jump straight up, and then through the chain onto this safe spot. Then same thing for the middle tether ball, and then we're going to have the third tether ball that we're going to need to stay on its platform, and then slide down the column on the right side. The portal is going to be very close to the ledge, so make sure you don't accidentally go underneath it. But this is going to take you towards the exit, and we can't take this to the next level. So for level 18, we're going to make our way forward. There's going to be a flying enemy. You have a ton of room to work with, so you can get over him a lot easier with a big jump and a dash. But we're going to land on this platform and then drop down on the ledge towards the right. That should take you over here. We're going to make our way to the right, so jump over. Watch out for the spikes, watch out for this flying enemy, and then once you safely get across, you should be able to see the exit straight ahead. So make sure you hop on through this, and that's going to be where our next achievement should be. And of course, it's going to be for another 70 gamer score. So level 19 is going to start out right here. We're going to take out this enemy on this elevated platform. We're going to need to quickly get past this falling block right here. You want to make sure you stop just before the spikes, and then you're going to jump onto the now fallen block, and then we're going to jump and then dash to the right and then go through the portal. You're going to need to have a little bit of height to get through it, but once you make the jump, you should be here. Jump over the saw blade onto this platform. Then we're going to take the spring up, big old dash to get over this set of spikes, and then we're going to drop down once that set of spikes is retracted, and that should take us to the exit. We should be on level 20 right now. Make sure you turn around. Make sure you are on the ledge. Jump straight up and then dash towards the spiky squares. That's going to put you right here. Watch out for the flying enemy. You can try to get underneath him, but big old jump and dash to get onto the exit platform, and then take this through to get yourself another achievement for another 70 gamer score. So, big change of scenery for level 21. We're going to make our way forward. You're going to have this gap right here. We're going to jump across it. Watch out for the enemy and the spike bed. Then we're going to have this flying enemy. Make sure you let him pass or kill him. But you're going to platform down one, and there's going to be this gap right here between these two columns. Drop down and then hug the right side of the first one, and that should take you right over here. Turn to your right. Make sure you get over this bed of spikes. Very easy to forget that that's there. And then we're going to take out this enemy, and then watch out for the flying enemy. Then we're going to go straight ahead and then towards the exit. Next level is going to be 22. We're going to start out right here. We're going to have these 3 Ferris wheels that we need to ride across. Watch out for that flying enemy. The middle one's going to have spikes, so watch out for those. You have another flying enemy as you make the cross over to the 3rd Ferris wheel, but once you get off the 3rd one, you're going to turn around and you're going to drop down this ledge right here, hugging the wall. That should take you through the portal, and then that's going to pop you out right over here. We're going to have a big old running jump and a dash to get across this big bed of spikes, but that's going to take you to the exit, which is going to lead to our next achievement. There it is, another 70 gamer score for us. On to level 23, we're going to make our way forward. We're going to have this little staircase right here with an enemy at the top. Make sure you take that out. Make sure you dash across this gap. Then you have some quicksand right here in this little sand waterfall. We're going to power our way through, but the portal is going to be right here to the right of the spike block over the first sand pit. So jump into it, and it's going to take us out here. We just have one spring that we need to use to get up to this exit. A dash is going to be a big help once you get to the height of your spring jump, but that should take care of that. Level 24, we're going to make our way forward. Flying enemy right here. Watch out for that. You're going to want to slide down the gap between the starting area and the sand pits. Portal is going to be right here. It's going to be towards the left, so make sure you lean in that direction. Watch out for the flying enemy once you come out of the other side. We're going to have a block puzzle that we need to take care of. It's going to be faster to push the block down towards the left, so make sure you do keep that in mind. But once that's down, make sure you follow it down. Watch out for the saw blade and quickly get it onto the button. And then watch the saw blade as it comes back, and then the gate should be open. Make sure you pass through it, and then towards the exit. That should be another achievement right here. 70 gamer score for this one. Moving on to level 25, this portal is going to be very easy to find. Just make your way forward, and then you should find it in this tree. Jump straight up once you get to the bottom of the tree, right next to the cactus. That should put you right here. We're going to have a block puzzle that we have to do. This one can be a little annoying, so have a little bit of patience for this one. But you're going to move this block straight forward very slowly, but you have a pair of saw blades that you need to dance around. So try your best to wait for these to pass, and then make sure you get back to the left side of the block to push it forward whenever you have an opening. So again, this one is going to be a matter of patience. Just make sure you don't rush things, and you should be able to get it across slowly, but eventually. But once you get this thing on to that button, you should open up the gate. That's going to allow you to take the spring up and to the left, and that's going to be where the exit's going to be. So make sure you go over there, and that's going to be that level taken care of. On to level 26, this one is going to require us to get a ways into the level before we find our portal. So make sure you jump onto this platform. We're going to have tether balls that we need to get across. Remember to jump up and through the chain. We also have saw blades that we're going to need to get across. So make sure you jump once those are low enough. And of course, watch out for the tether balls. There's going to be a little bit of a blind spot on the corners of these platforms right here, so make sure you try to take advantage of those. But the portal is going to be towards the bottom of the second set, Just make sure you drop down to the right. As long as you stay close to the ledge, you should be able to get it. Once you pop up on the other side, you're going to need to zigzag your way up. You have a saw blade that you need to dodge in the middle, but slowly zigzag your way up and then to the left, and that's going to take us through this exit where our next achievement's going to be. There it is. This one's going to be for yet another 70 gamer score. We should now be on the penultimate level. Turn around and then make sure you jump straight up towards this spiky square right here. You want to make sure you try to land dead center on the bottom, and that's going to take you through the portal all the way over here. Then we're going to have one saw blade we need to jump across, so make sure you try to go when it's down. Then we're going to have a pair of triple saw blade arrays we need to get across. Make sure you wait until they are all the way down, and then big jump and dash to get across. These aren't too bad, they don't move too fast, and thankfully they are going to stay at the same height as one another. Get towards the exit, and we should now be on the last level. So, final level is going to be level 28. We're going to have this big collapsing bridge right here. You want to make sure you pay attention to where the portal is, so keep your eyes out. It's going to be under the bridge and just beyond the first saw blade. So make sure you try to let the bridge collapse under you and then steer yourself into where the portal is. Final stretch, you're going to have 3 saw blades. The first 2 are very easy because they are going to not move, so just jump straight over them. The last one's going to be pretty hard since it moves so fast. You either need to time your jump over it, or if you're feeling brave, you can slide under it. But as long as you clear it, that should take you to the last exit. Make sure you make that crossing, and that's going to be where the last achievement of the game is going to be. 90 gamer score for it. This is also going to be where your completion should be. So hope you enjoyed the guide, and that's all there is to it.